My name is MacLachlan. I'm a partner here at Carscallen LLP. Efficiency is really important to us because it is a pretty big contributor to the value that we deliver. I think it's fair to say that practical law has improved our efficiency from a couple of perspectives. It's a good jumping off point to be able to go in and look at the practice note or look at some precedents that's available in the product to familiarize yourself with the area of the law. And that sometimes will take you very far because it's so comprehensive that it gives a really good outline of both sides of a transaction or a really good overview of that area of the law. And so it can sort of bolster or support areas that we're already working in. So it can really be a time saver and have you starting with a document that you can have a lot of confidence in. From a client perspective, it's great because in terms of gathering a precedent or putting together the document that you're going to use for the specific file, oftentimes there's something on practical law that will take you 60, 70, 80, 90% of the way there in a first crack. And then from there, you're fine-tuning based off of what the specifics for the client are. Practical law helps to sort of provide that information that oftentimes addresses the questions up front without having to get somebody else involved in the transaction up to speed, and sort of from an efficiency and value perspective, that can be quite costly. If you can use Google, you can use practical law. It's very intuitive, and I mean, it was very easily adopted. We didn't have any feedback in our review period that was, it's too cumbersome, it's too difficult to get into. Quite the opposite. It was actually really easy. The junior lawyers have adopted it and I think are better prepared for the files that they're going to be working on. So when we get somebody involved, rather than having to sit down for whatever the length of time is, practical law now can almost replace that process because it has all of that material. And so, for instance, within the corporate group, any of the juniors who are working on a particular type of corporate file will get consistent information and be able to speak about the particular tasks that they're going to be involved in, how they're going to be able to contribute on the next step and the next step after that. And so they get better prepared on a more efficient basis because instead of it taking two lawyers to get them up to speed, it's now something that they can do on their own. The experience has been is that practical law is a great first stop. Rather than going and trying to find secondary sources or cases that deal with specific issues, start with practical law because it's going to get you a really good understanding, and depending on the level of involvement, might get you all the way there. That type of use for practical law has been very well received and noticeable. I would recommend it, and I have.